You also then get to see what the designers put forward, which is a reflection of what they feel is going on in the world at that present time, and really comes down to a great deal of creativity for us to see if it suits the same kind of opinion and moods that we're in as what the designers actually have. I was fortunate enough to be able to bring out my own piece of jewellery with a Thorpe, which is a piece for both men and women. It's something that I guess isn't for everyone. This is actually at the Ettore Masked Ball, which was also a fundraiser for the Fountain for Youth, which is a great event that was kindly hosted by Ettore. I don't know if I really have a philosophy on fashion, as such. I think it's a great thing. It's something that, I've been able to experience, as we all do in life, from what we wear, because everything we wear is fashion. It's something that I guess I picked up on at a young age, younger than what most people do. And because of the people that I was around, I made my first national team when I was 14 and hanging around an average team when most people are 21. So I got into that world and, seeing all of those things through my travels and through being around an older group of people, when I was quite young. So it's something that's developed over a period of time. And, I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's great that, on what we actually wear, it can reflect the person that we are, the mood that we're in, the attitude that we take to a particular situation in life. And I think, in history, you look back at what the fashion was and it reflects on, the way that society thought, the way that society felt at that particular time. And, in some ways, it's almost like the art that we look at and we study. I get to appreciate that also. And fashion's something that I guess, should never be taken seriously. It's something that really just should be enjoyed. Music's something that we all take part in from day to day. It's all around us, but it's something that, can really set the tone and mood for the rest of the day if you let it, or if it's powerful enough. Well, one of the things with music is if I'm listening to a CD, I'm listening to the radio on the way in the car, I listen to it. The last song that I hear on the radio sticks in your head. So when I'm swimming up and down lap after lap continually, it's repeating over and over in your mind. And depending on what piece of music it is, it can usually set the tone in your mood for the rest of the day. I enjoy this wide variety of music, whether it goes from one extreme where it's dance to the heavier type grunge or punk. So, you can take something from all of it, and, through being able to listen to all different music, you learn to appreciate different music as well. And even now, I'm looking back and looking through CDs that my parents listened to, and although most of them are rubbish, some of them I actually think is half decent, so I'm able to enjoy that as well. Well, they think that I have no taste because I only like some of it, and they don't particularly think that, I should be listening to their stuff anyway. But, some of the classics that have been remade, I think there might be a slight improvement there, yet contrary to, I guess, the people that are in the older generation. Well, I've had a great opportunity, a wonderful opportunity to be able to travel to a great deal of places around the world, whether it be for competition or for leisure. I've spent a lot of time competing in Japan, also holidaying there, and been able to see, some of the amazing sights in that country. This is actually in Japan, where I guess I've been fortunate enough to receive a great welcome whenever I'm there. I go on some incredible game shows and TV shows there that are hosted. There's a different culture, so it's difficult to get used to the principles behind these television shows. Yet in the experience and being able to enjoy a place that's so different to Australia, you learn a lot about yourself, you learn a lot about the places that you go to, and I think it really helps to enrich your life in looking at other people and the way that they live. Once again, one of those funny game shows. Whenever I'm overseas, I always enjoy trying the local cuisine. And it's great when I'm not swimming because I can go up to street vendors and eat whatever I want. Also throughout Asia, I've been to China also, which is an amazing place. This is at Zheguang School, which is a school for the disadvantaged in China. I was very fortunate to be able to visit this school on that particular day. and learn a lot about the children there in China. This was at the Forbidden City, which is just an amazing structure, as is the Great Wall of China. And until you actually visit these places, you don't realise how huge they are or how they were built, especially at the time. And then through the history that Europe holds, both during competition and also away from competition, which I've loved. The food in Italy, the food in France is all incredible. Also been to America. And this is Manhattan, a small island big on energy. You only have to stroll around the Big Apple to realise this is one of the most exciting places on Earth. Apart from home, it's my favourite place. This is what I love about New York. Step onto any street and the place is just buzzing.
Aren't you that famous swimsuit model? Oh, you're very familiar.
Where do I go when I'm in town? First up, it's Fifth Avenue. With all the famous buildings and stores, it's like stepping out onto a movie set. There's many famous sites that you can actually visit in New York, including Fifth Avenue, of course the Chrysler Building, Empire State Building, down at Battery Park, and of course the very famous Central Park. When I go for a snack, come on, this is New York. You go for a pretzel or a hot dog. Check out the size of this. This is the way that I start each morning in New York City. At the top of my list is Nobu, a modern Japanese restaurant in Tribeca. Not only is it owned by Robert De Niro, he often eats here, so it's a good bet for a celebrity spot. For a people watch, head to New York Central Park. I love this place. It's just full of memories. This is actually where I first learned to skate. The only thing wrong with it is all the little kids are a whole lot better than me. I guess I'm no slouch in the pool, but when it comes to the ice, that's a different story. But you know what they say, you haven't made it in this town until you've made it on Broadway. It doesn't get any bigger and brighter than Times Square. This is New York's Broadway, and if you've only got one night in this city, this is the place to be. There's very few places I think now that I really wanted to go to when I was a kid. That I look forward to being able to experience. I still would love to go to experience South America a little bit more, especially Peru, and then also to Cuba. There's places that all of us wish to go to, and I've still got a couple on my list. Well, there's places that intrigue me. I like travelling and I like experiencing different countries because they're the ones that are different to Australia. And I think we have such a wonderful lifestyle here. To be able to experience a different lifestyle means that when you come back, you actually appreciate the lifestyle that we actually have here. So going to places that differ greatly from Australia, like Palau, which is a small group of islands in the Pacific, near Micronesia. Wonderful diving and beautiful coral reefs and everything else. I'd love to experience that. And then you look at Cuba, and it's kind of this melting pot of history and also of cultures and lifestyles in there. And so it seems like it has this energy and this buzz about it, which I'd love to experience. And I drink a lot of coffee, so I've been told it's a good place to visit for that reason. Well, Fountain for Youth was something that in November of 2000 actually decided to launch. I'd done some charity work for a number of different charities over a few years at that stage, and I really wanted to do something that I felt would contribute in the best way, making the best use of my time and really maximising my effort to help raise money for children. And so I decided to launch Ian Thorpe's Fountain for Youth. It was actually launched by the Prime Minister, John Howard, which was wonderful. And it was great that I was given this opportunity and ability to be able to help in being able to re-establish children with, facing a number of difficulties, whether it be disease or illness, and just giving children an opportunity. And I have a great board of directors